All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you are a avid member of the channel, keep on sharing the contents far and wide because we really and truly appreciate it. So smash this like button. Let we get it up to at least 100 or 200 likes on the video because it helps with the visibility. Obviously, the news that we're going to be producing today might not be the best, yet still we have to produce it for the personnel. As you could see, it's Leon Bailey on the front cover we're going to be talking about. We saw him went down in a game, so we want to know what really happened with him. Obviously, you saw the title, but we're going to go through much more detail in situations to have a good discussion. So leave your thoughts in the comment section. All right, so we're going to start with this first page here. This is breaking news and villain news as well. So you can see it right there. Dr. Rajpal Brar, and you saw the date, the 24th of April 2023, and the time as well. So you know it's not coming directly from us. So they said Aston Villa attacker Leon Bailey out with grade 1 hamstring tear as training update emerges injury expert. All right, so the first thing I got from that is the grade 1 hamstring tear. All right, we did some research on it and we had already talked on it. So the grade 1, it could take days to heal, but it could take weeks to months to actually get started. It's a tricky situation, but anyways, let me get into what the doctor had to say. We're delighted to welcome injury expert Dr. Rajpal Brar as our exclusive columnist. Each week he'll be giving his views on the injury situation at Aston Villa. Liam Bailey has been missing in action for Aston Villa due to a hamstring injury, which appears to be a grade 1 tear, claimed Dr. Rajpal Brar. The injury expert believes that he's also got a high risk of re-injury once fit, as it's is hamstring, and that will come in a lot of use given the role he plays. All right, because we had this conversation already. Bailey, 25, is a pacey player who enjoys taking on players and running with the ball at his feet, which would need the Villa medical team to monitor his fitness closely. All right. Birmingham Live reported on the 13th of April that Bailey had returned to training just a week after his hamstring injury. All right, which we talked about that as well. Speaking about his return this season, Bra, a doctor in physical therapy and a sports scientist, told Villa News he returned to training a few days ago, so it certainly isn't a season ender. All right. Based on what I'm seeing and hearing, it's a mild grade 1 tear, and the key is always preventing re-injury, particularly for pacey players like Bailey, where the hamstring come under more demand. All right, Bailey has been a regular for Villa this season, both under Steven Gerrard and also under Unai Emery. All right, yes. He has played 29 games, of which he's been named in the playing 11 on 23 occasions. His last appearance for the Villains came at the start of April in the 2-0 win against Nottingham Forest, where he ended up injuring his hamstring. All right. In other Aston Villa news, a senior player may okay, we don't have we can just stop right there. So we got a lot out of this. All right, so we clearly realize that the position that he's playing and the troubles that he had over the last 2 seasons might be related. All right, because the intensity of the league is astronomically high, right? The toll it takes on your body is very tough. All right, so at this point he went up playing a central forward, but I still think he has to do a lot of running just the same. So what say you? What you think is best for him? You think they should just rest him for the rest of the season, even though they do have a tough schedule ahead, which we are going to skip over right here. But at this point, if he's not fit and I'm ready to go, what would be the best approach? I would say get him in training, day to day, test it, because you don't want to overpressure him and then get him re-injured. Because at this, I think when it comes on to Bailey, it's two things. He still has a market value, so you don't want to kill that, and you don't want to injure him as well, because you would like him to help you out. So if you know that he can't really and truly go and it's an injury, don't play him. You leave him and give him his time and let them properly sort out this injury, because as what the doctor said, it could easily re-injure due to the position that he's playing, and the injury does not really fully heal so fast. So even if you can function on it, it might not be fully healed, and now you're going to go back and put additional pressure on it, so it's just going to get worse. And once those things tear again or re-tear, it's even more difficult to deal with. So this is a tough situation the player does find himself, to be honest. All right, I have to be straight up, to be honest. Villa, they had Unai Emery came in, and Unai Emery clearly catch a good form and put themselves in a good position at this point, and they need people to deliver. You understand me? So just hoping that he does recover good enough to really give it a good go, so that in 2025, when re-up time comes, which might be even before that, they could consider taking him on, because I think Villa might have the capital to be one of the teams that will step up in the mold of Tottenham stepping down. So you have Newcastle, and maybe Villa would be that next team trying to get that extra push because of the financial backing. When it comes on to Brighton and those teams, it does not necessarily need the financial backing, because they seems to find talents out of just anywhere. They just make talents. You get me? So that is the big difference. So Aston Villa at this point looking very good. Do have a few injury issues, and Leon Bailey is one of those injury issues. So what say you guys in the comment section? Let me know your thoughts. Would you consider try to figure this out for the rest of the season, because you have Traore and those others that could fit in at this point? Or you would say if he's good enough to play, and maybe he has like a 20% risk, because even when it seems like he could play, the position or the way his body is set up at this point, it might force re-injury because the way he plays. That's basically what they're saying. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Smash a like button, share, and definitely subscribe.